So I watched a video about a law that's supposed to go into effect January 1st, 2025 in Florida. It's SB 184. And in this video, I'm going to go over the law. I will also show you the actual law at the very last little bit of the video. And I'll give you a little opinion about the video that I watched. Pretty much all the law states is that you can't harass first responders and you cannot do anything to make them stop doing their duties, whatever they're doing. And if you don't go back 25 feet and don't listen to them if they give you a warning, then they can arrest you on a misdemeanor charge. Doesn't mention anything about filming the police or filming first responders. All it mentions is that you should not harass the police, harass any first responders like firefighters, EMS workers, any people like that. And you should listen to their command pretty much of moving back to a safer distance. Well, I know a lot of First Amendment auditors or frauditors and the lens lickers that are their fans will say that's all unconstitutional. Like I said, it didn't mention anything about videotaping. And that's my biggest criticism about the video that I'm talking about now. Because in Southern Life's video, he pretty much put a clickbaity title of something along the lines of, now you aren't going to be able to film the police in Florida because you'll be arrested or something like that. And like I said, I don't remember the exact title, but it was something along those lines. And that's clickbaity as hell because that's not what it says. Like I said, it didn't say anything about recording, but that's what Southern Life decided to fixate on, was recording police in public and whatnot. And I'm like, how can you fixate on something that it never even mentioned? It just mentioned in the law that you should be at a safe distance, at least 25 feet or more away, and you should not impede or harass first responders, because then you can be arrested. And then he also goes and puts an audio clip from an arrest video that he made. Pretty much he says that this woman, the cop that confronted him about supposedly filming, said that they were going to arrest him, and they supposedly had their handcuffs out, about to arrest Southern Life. But that was never shown in the video that I could see. Could be wrong. You can quote me on that. You can, put this timestamp there and show me, but I never seen that in the video. Also, I never heard her say that he was going to be arrested for filming. She never even said anything about it. He said, I'm filming. She said, I don't care about that. I just need you guys to move back a little bit more. Be at a safer distance. That's really about it. That's all she said, was be at a safer distance. But he decided to hyper-fixate on supposedly, us filming the cops now is going to be illegal. And how, I was almost arrested by the cops today. And I'm like, you were never almost arrested. The cop just told you to move back to a safer distance. That's all she did. And in my opinion, you should always, if you see a first responder, it doesn't matter what state you're in, I don't care, you should always be at a safer distance. You shouldn't be all up in their grill. You should, film farther away. Like, from me to that pole right there, I'm fine with that, or further away. In my opinion, you shouldn't be right there, because what's the point? What's the point in being all up in their grill, 2 to 3 feet away? There isn't any. In my opinion, mind your business. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if you film the police and being cop watchers, but don't harass them. Don't try to, do things to, like these First Amendment frauditors do, by harassing the police and first responders and public employees. Because that's all they do, is they harass people and pretty much get them to get a response so they can upload it to YouTube, get views and clicks, and eventually get a payday from Google, aka YouTube, and all that. So my last little bit is be safe out there and just leave the police and the first responders alone. And if you want to record from a safe distance, and do not harass them, especially in Florida, because if you start harassing them in Florida, you're gonna be arrested if you do not listen to their warnings. And like I said, that law comes into play January 1st of 2025. And I'll leave the last little bit of video to the actual law. And I'll probably even put it at the very beginning of the video, but it'll definitely be right here. Alright, right here is a bill that just was passed that goes into effect January 1st of 2025. It's for Florida, and it's talking about Senate Bill number 184. It says right here, an act relating to impeding, threatening, or harassing first responders, creating, providing definitions, prohibiting a person after receiving a warning not to approach a first responder who is engaged in the lawful performance of a legal duty from violating such warning and approaching or remaining within a specified distance of the first responder, with a specified intent, providing criminal penalties, providing an effective date. And then it says, be it enacted by the legislature of Florida, approaching a first responder with specified intent after a warning, as used in section. The term first responder includes law enforcement officers, correctional probation officers, firefighters, and emergency medical care provider. Harass means to willfully engage in a course of conduct directed at a first responder which intentionally causes substantial emotional distress in that first responder and serves no legitimate purpose. It is unlawful for a person after receiving a verbal warning not to approach from a person he or she knows or responsibly or reasonably should know is a first responder who is engaged in the lawful performance of a legal duty, to knowingly and willfully violate such warning and approach or remain within 25 feet of the responder with intent to impede or interfere with the first responder's ability to perform such duty, threaten the first responder with physical harm, or harass the first responder. A person who violates this subsection commits a misdemeanor of second degree, punishable as provided in 775.082 or S 775.8083. And then, like I said, it's enacted January 2025. But what I don't like